in the business. On a day-to-day, I oversee the technology development, enhancements, cybersecurity, and improvement of both processes internally amongst staff, and also externally where we interface with clients to make sure there's seamless process flow and ease of doing work both for the staff and both for the clients that we interact with.
All right.
Yes.
So karibu sana, my brother Jeremiah.
Asante sana.
At Etica, I know trust is everything to you.
Absolutely.
What does cybersecurity mean to you personally as a CTO, and how central is it to your day-to-day decisions?
Thank you. Yes. So cybersecurity is very key, especially because Etica is a fully digital company. In terms of, we pride ourselves as being a wealth tech company. So wealth tech means we're using technology to drive wealth creation. And everything we've done internally at Etica Capital, from how we've developed our infrastructure, our systems, our servers, they're all cloud-based. So we don't have them within the office on premise. They're all cloud-based. That's number one. Number two, our back office system, our internal systems that we use, we've developed them also internally, hosted also on cloud. And then number three, our mobile app, our web portal, our website, all hosted also on the cloud servers and also being accessed by clients now. By the virtue of all this being digital and online, cybersecurity is very key because it's exposed to cyber criminals and the likes. And if you don't safeguard your systems, you'll have a lot of attacks or downtimes. And we must always have 24/7 surveillance of our environment, both what we use internally for internal operations and also what clients use externally, to make sure that we safeguard them against any cyber attacks or penetrations.
Okay.
Yes.
So there is something that has come out in your explanation very well. Etica is a wealth tech company.
Yes.
And with the rising cyber crime, Jeremiah, targeting especially financial institutions.
Absolutely.
What are the biggest threats you see facing fund managers in Kenya today?
Yes. So the biggest threats facing fund managers, especially locally in Kenya, is securing the environment and securing the infrastructure. That's number one. Number two is trainings, because you can secure your infrastructure, but you've not trained your staff.
Okay.
You've not trained your team. So you've done the basics, but someone will come and collude or dupe one of your colleagues to be able to use even a flash disk in your computers and be able to compromise your network.
Yeah.
And maybe it was an innocent mistake because maybe that receptionist didn't know that putting a flash disk to help someone to print a document, maybe an ID copy, can compromise the network because they can encrypt that document with some virus on top.
Yeah.
So all people, from your receptionist, from your staff, from your operations team, from the cleaners, they need to know what to do and what not to do in terms of access, in terms of cyber practices, in terms of social engineering, because we usually say professional hackers target people. Amateurs try to hack systems.
Yeah.
So professional hackers will use social engineering. They'll send you an SMS, Bramwell, you've won 300,000 Kenya shillings. Click this link to be able to redeem your prize. You've never applied for any competition. Somehow you won. You're like, hey, it's Valentine's tomorrow. This 300,000 can really help.
Yeah.
You click. So by the time you click, maybe they want you to fill some information, your date of birth, your details, your ID, create a password, maybe even the same password you use for everything. They've already got information about you. And sometimes that's usually called a backdoor access. So they can access now your phone by the virtue that you click that link, whether you fill in the details or not. So sometimes you might find you're using your phone, but you can see things moving without you touching your phone. You're wondering what's going on. So such sensitization of the team or the staff is very important. And then also sensitizing the clients on what they need to be aware of. So I think in the space in fund management, quite a number of our peers have not fully embraced technology, or they have done it in piecemeal. Doing it in piecemeal also makes it a bit harder to implement cyber practices, because you have to do it two ways. Some things you're doing manual, so of course there's still errors internally, whereby the data entry errors can happen or compromises can happen in postings, manual postings. Vis-a-vis if you automate some of those portings or data entry to be done and automated with audit logs. Because if I do data entry by manual forms and everything, there's no log that I can come and say this person did this and that. So it exposes a lot of loopholes for cyber criminals to see how to be able to compromise players who've not fully embraced cybersecurity practices, and also the trends, the emerging trends that are coming up, that some players might not have trained the internal staff. Because a lot of these cyber criminals are increasingly becoming more and more sophisticated, and they're trying more and more avenues. And they don't like to work too hard to try and breach or penetrate an organization. So if they find a loophole, they'll exploit it for as long as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, so you must make sure that your environment is fully secure, your trainings are regular, your penetration tests are regular for your environment, your vulnerability assessments are regular, your log monitoring is regular. If you don't have those things, it's not a matter of when, it might, if or it might already be happening and you have no clue.
Okay, that is true.
Yeah, they might already be in your network doing stuff, monitoring patterns. Adding even manual information to some of your Excels where you use it to pay out clients. If you don't have a system, they can add themselves, you'll pay them. So those are some of the things which most players in the space, we encourage them if they could accelerate their digital transformation as well as their cybersecurity practices.
All right. And you've mentioned some of the mistakes that we do on a daily basis that compromise our cybersecurity. And you remind me, my brother Jeremiah, I was talking to a guy, an IT guy we studied with some time back, and he told me a very funny story. Kwamba, Brahma, do you know that we once stole exams from a lecturer? And I was like, what do you mean? You see, the way a lecturer comes to class after the lecture says, okay, now I have notes, okay? But how will you get them? I don't want to print. Who has a flash disk? Bring the flash disk. The lecturer decided to insert the flash disk on his laptop innocently. Then all the documents went to his flash disk. That is how the class accessed the exams. You see? And we're going to be talking about some of the mistakes that we do on a daily basis that compromise our cybersecurity. But having said that, there is something you've mentioned. Number one mistake, securing environment and infrastructure. How does Etica design its systems to protect investor data, funds, and transactions, especially in a digital first environment?
So in our system design and any developments we do internally at Etica, from the word go on anything we're developing, we incorporate security in design. So you don't design, finish, and then that's when you're bringing in cybersecurity guys to see, is it this thing okay or not? By the time you're starting to design, implement, test, the cybersecurity aspect is working with you the journey throughout the step to see this additional step I've added. Let's say the fund, like we added the new fund last month. By the virtue of adding this new fund, what loophole or what port or what access has it opened? Can we test a few of these things? How is the process for customer journey on this new fund? How will it do certain functions, lock-in, payouts? Test all those new nuances that you're introducing into the existing platform, with each step looking at the cybersecurity elements that can happen. And then once you do that, before even deployment, we do internal now rigorous testing, and then we do the release. So anything we develop in-house, we have security in design for any step that we start from scratch to finish. Any updates, we have a lot of integrations to different systems, when maybe it's payments, maybe it's validation of ID if you submit, maybe it's checking lists of different sanction lists, when you're onboarding clients. So all these integrations we've done, we also check the connectivity. Is the connectivity to these players safe? What is the information being passed through? What is the frequency? What is the pattern? suddenly if you have so many requests from one machine, is it genuine? Is it not? Do you flag it? Do you stop? Do you isolate it? So we do those monitoring, and some of these things we've even automated responses. So for instance, it might be 2 a.m. I'll not be sitting just looking at the logs throughout, or an IT person or cybersecurity looking at the logs throughout at the screen. So you automate also your threat intelligence systems to look if maybe Bramwell's laptop suddenly at 2 a.m. starts broadcasting a lot of requests to access to systems. Do you flag it because you know Bramwell's pattern is between 8 and 5 p.m.
Okay.
So this is an anomaly. Yeah, and you flag and isolate until now Bramwell say, oh, actually it's me. I've woken up early to do some work. Then now you give them access again.
Okay.
So the way we've done our system, we monitor patterns, we monitor activities for both internal appliances as well as client appliances.
Okay.
So if we even see a client is trying to log in, but the number of attempts for wrong entries are many, we also flag. If they're trying to do withdrawals and there's so many wrong attempts for your PIN, we also flag. And we prevent, because we don't know if you're being compromised. Or it's genuinely you until you now contact us, and we do now verification to make sure it's actually you. Then you can re-enable the account. If you do some activities, password changes and the likes, we disable some functions to make sure you don't lose your money for a couple of hours and notify you. If you use a device, let's say we know Bramwell has a Samsung Fold, the Samsung Fold device, and then today you log in with an iPhone, we'll notify you there's a new device that has logged into your account. And if it's not you, you can notify us, and that new device you also don't give it access for a couple of hours to do some certain transactions.
Okay.
So we safeguard quite a number of touch points to be able to make sure that your account is as secure as possible on the client side, and internally, whatever stuff, activities or events that are happening on the system are also logged and the patterns monitored.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one thing that I must give you a thumbs up, my brother Jeremiah, as Etica, is your innovation and speed.
Yes.
You see, your website is always very fast. No buffing, nothing. You click and it takes you to whatever direction you want to go.
Yes.
When you are building these systems or even upgrading the platform at Etica, how do you balance innovation and speed with security and risk control?
Yes. So the approach we've taken in Etica is to do something in technology called continuous improvement and continuous development. So it's usually abbreviated as CI/CD, whereby you'll not see us sending you a message to tell you we are going to be down to do an upgrade. Especially some institutions, financial institutions around today. And the weekend, you'll get a lot of those SMSs almost on a weekly basis.
Exactly.
So for us, we don't do that because the way we've designed our system, it's modular. So I can be able to do a module change without affecting the whole system. And it does automatic updates when the system is still live without altering or affecting the performance of the system or inconveniencing clients to tell them you're not available at the time to do that specific upgrade. We also do modern application development, whereby you deploy light versions of your app, whether it's website, web portal, mobile app, with functionalities that are able to be, again, modular and queried and accessed independently. So you might be using your app, but if you're just onboarding, it will just query and use the onboarding model. It's not loading all the functions of the app. You can be using the web portal on our website, and maybe just querying statements, so it will just load the statement functionality. So by just loading what you're accessing at the time, makes the application very light, very fast, and then some of these practices that we use in terms of making it even secure and light by design is design guidelines that we use in development, as well as the cybersecurity recommendations that we've implemented, because we adhere to the ISO 27001 best practices. which follow a cybersecurity practical called OWASP 10. So it gives you the requirements of what you need to do to be able to make your application light, to be able to make your design of the application secure, and to make rollouts and updates easier without necessarily bringing systems down or inconveniencing internal or processes or external processes for clients.
Okay.
Yes.
And talking about the cybersecurity procedures that you adhere to, I believe that you have internal principles that guide you as Etica on how you respond or protect clients to restore trust. What are some of them?
Yes. So internally, we usually do quite a number of checks, even when the client is accessing our application. Every time you load your application, our system will check, is it a genuine device accessing our platform? Is it the latest version of the app? Is the device compromised or not? Because today your device can be okay. And maybe in a day or two, you might take it to River Road, to some shop, to be able to alter the operating system, make some changes, then your operating system will already be compromised. So it will tell you now your device is not compatible. So we do quite a number of these checks every time there is access to our platform. And then internally, we also do two-factor authentication whenever clients log in, whenever they want to do a transaction. We do number minimization, especially once you've already saved your details, to make sure you have data protection in place. If there is a compromise on a client's device, we do video verification. So we do callbacks, we set time and schedule a time to do verifications with clients, to just make sure that if your device has an issue, or if your password had an issue, or your PIN had an issue, or if you're compromised and you want to reset or restore, you have to verify that it's actually you. And you'll do a couple of things and checks. Even during the video call, there's some checks being done in the background to be able to ascertain that that's actually the person you're talking to. Some of these now build the trust that, what we've implemented internally as processes, and also what to implement as verification, makes people know that their accounts are safe. Etica can be trusted, and also we build confidence that we've done our part to make sure the very best. We've secured an environment, and we've secured your account in Etica.
Okay. And let's talk about now on the our personal hygiene, all right? As the users. Because there is the responsibilities that you have as Etica, and also I have to play my own, I have to carry some level of responsibility as well, all right? And many investors, Jeremiah, access platforms through their phones. Okay, if you check my phone today, I have 1,000,001 apps here. All right. What are some of the common mistakes people make with personal devices that expose them to cyber risk?
Yes, very good question, because sometimes there's only much you can do in terms of security, and then the rest now also the client or staff need to also play a part and be aware. Most importantly, so number one common mistakes that we see, especially on clients or patterns and behavior, is someone uses the same password for everything. Their social media apps is the same password, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever password, social media accounts you have, same password. Your email for personal, it's the same password. Office email, the same password. To log into your machine or to unlock, the same password. To be able to log into your bank app, same password. So that means the day you are compromised and someone gets, like the example I was telling you, someone sends you an SMS with redeem your bonga points, click here to win, stand a chance to win a trip to Dubai. You've clicked it, and they're able to access and log in. They can be able to do something called key logging. Key logging is when you're typing your password, they're able to see it on their end. And so long as that password is the same across everything, and they have access to your phone, they'll be able to use it to log in and change your password across devices, or log in and send details to even your friends, your close friends. They can see your call logs.
Okay.
And tell them, send me some money urgently. Don't call me. I'm in a fix. I need to sort out. I've been maybe arrested by the police. They make up a story.
Yeah.
So people might send quickly saying, if it's Bram, it's a number. Let me send.
Yeah.
We'll talk later. Then later is when you'll discover, actually, I have never sent anything. People start calling you, wondering, hey, are you in a problem?
Mm-hmm.
You say, no, it's not me. Or they go to your social media pages, deface it, or change it, or even deny you access to either your personal or business pages. So it's usually advisable to not reuse the same password across everything.
Mm-hmm.
And also, do not use obvious things. So you do not use your second name and your date of birth, or your full name and date of birth as passwords. You have to have a complex password. And also some people make the mistake of creating a complex password, but they save it in their own contacts.
Exactly. Sitaki kuchoka kufikiria. I don't want to forget.
You don't to forget.
Yes.
Contacts ameandika hapo password,
yes.
Bank, password, Etica. I may save contacts. So of course, if I compromise your device, I'll get your password.
Okay.
Yeah, so do not also save your passwords on your devices. There are applications that you can use to save passwords. But even before you get to saving your password, use complex passwords. We usually recommend at least 12 characters to be used in your password. And that characters should be a mix of capital letters, small letters, and a symbol. And one of the things that people don't know, the hardest password to crack has spaces.
Okay.
So instead of even just writing Bramwell 2022 star Nairobi, Radio Waumini, just write, I love Bramwell so much and I come from Western Kenya, with spaces as a sentence.
Look at
with
that.
Full stop and a colon and semicolon at the end. That's the hardest password to crack.
Okay.
So if you have a sentence, a paragraph, a phrase, that's very hard password to crack. Compared to everything without a space, you put characters, 12 characters, everything together. That one can be guessed after some time, maybe 2-3 days with those password crackers that scammers use.
Yeah.
But if you put a sentence or a password with spaces in between the characters, it's very, very hard to crack.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So sometimes people think, how do I make my password hard?
Do
I start thinking of biology and zoology, hard names to put? No. Even a sentence.
Okay.
Yeah, I can just say, I have a bank account in Standard Chartered, and then I decide to say, I love Standard Chartered Bank Kenya in Mirema Drive, full stop.
Full stop. You are done.
It's a sentence. That's very hard to crack.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other mistake that I've seen, my brother Jeremiah, is when we are logging into different websites, it normally gives you an option to save that password, either to Google or whatever, so that next time when you're logging, utaki kuchoka kufikiria, you log in automatically.
Yes.
How risky is that?
Actually, I was getting out next to that. Avoid auto-saving passwords, especially on your browser.
Okay.
Because browsers, Google Chrome, Mozilla, Firefox, they give you options to save password on the browser or extensions on the browser. The day your device is compromised, your laptop or your phone, someone can access those passwords on your browser. Yeah. Because they're saved there, and they can auto-log in. Because they're already in your device, and you've already put them there. Yeah. So avoid saving them there. Instead, use password managers devices. So there are softwares that are there for password management. Common ones that people might, maybe it's not too common to people, but for instance, there is one called Google Password Manager as an application, and as an app, whereby for you, even as the owner of the device, you have to either use your fingerprint or thumbprint to, it has a login to that password device, that password manager that's managing many of your passwords before it even retrieves the password to the application you want to use. Okay. Because on the browser, you'll just type and it tells you, do you want to use your password? Click yes, it's put, it's gone. This one, you have to access it to be able to use it to retrieve the password and use it in the application you're using. Another one is Bitwarden, B-I-T. Warden is W-A-R-D-E-N, so Bitwarden. That one is also good to use. I've seen on Apple devices also have a password manager app. Even that one is good to use, because that password manager app, unless you have my thumbprint or my biometrics, it cannot retrieve a password for you.
Okay.
So those password managers are good, so that I don't have to save that password in my contact list. I don't have to write it on a sticky note and stick it on my laptop or under my desk. I don't have to write it on my notepad or my book. I don't have to put it on besides my table to remember. So these ones will manage the passwords for you. It's almost like a vault. So before it retrieves a password to put into a website you're logging in, maybe it's Gmail, even Gmail you're logging in.
Yeah.
It asks you for biometrics or access to that vault first, and then now it can be able to retrieve and add the password for you to log in.
All right.
The Google Password Manager is free. Bitwarden, I think, also has a free version. So they're not costly. It's not a cost. It's just a better way to be able to manage and store your password, to be able to avoid these common mistakes on passwords. Yeah.
Okay. Well explained.
Yes.
And as you're talking about passwords, there is also another trend that we have, especially our generation and the Gen Zs. Right? I'm not a Gen Z. But this is the trend that I've noticed all around. If you walk around in town, you will see public Wi-Fi's. All right? Yeah. You enter hotels, probably there's a password there already. You go to matatus, okay? There are passwords there.
Yeah.
How dangerous is public Wi-Fi, Jeremiah, when checking bank or investment accounts, and what safer alternatives can everyday user adopt?
Yeah, it's a common trend. Everyone goes somewhere, hey, you have Wi-Fi, password, you're going to Java, you're in a matatu, you're in a restaurant, you're in a hotel, you're in a conference, hey, Wi-Fi, you're going to, there's CBD near Hilton, there's some free Wi-Fi, a lot of hotspots, free access. People sitting there logging in, a lot of people on their devices. It's free. You're like, I've saved bundles. I'm not using my bundles and stuff. It is very, very risky, because what some of these hackers and scammers have realized is a lot of people accessing these free Wi-Fis without knowing the implications and security aspects of what it comes with. So what they have done, they also log into these same public Wi-Fis.
Okay.
And wait to time for people who are logging in and don't have VPNs, for instance, virtual private networks installed on their machines, which do not deny access to unauthorized requests. Secondly, they also are able to, if you're in the same Wi-Fi, they can also be able to breach your device and be able to see what you're doing, what you're typing, what passwords you're entering. And some of them are also able to clone the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
To look like you're logging into Waumini guest Wi-Fi. But the guest has been written with capital G or double T at the end.
Yeah.
And then, it's written by Waumini guest strong Wi-Fi. You're like, hey, maybe let me log to this one. It's stronger than the other normal Waumini guest Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And once you log into that, of course, it's mirroring the other Wi-Fi. But now when you are in that they have cloned, they're able to see anything they're doing in that Wi-Fi. The things you're sending, things you're receiving, applications you're logging into, they're able to see all that. So we usually discourage people as much as possible. Please do not use public Wi-Fi. Yes, it's free, it's cheap, saves you money. Sometimes you see Gen Zs in town doing content creation, dancing, but they're on free Wi-Fis. They don't know what access they're giving to their devices.
Yeah.
People rarely log out of their Gmails in their phone.
True.
You rarely log out of your social media channels, so they can take over search. While you're there, you might do an M-Pesa payment. So they'll see your password, your PIN when you're entering. You might do a bank transaction. And if you have all those auto-filled passwords that you've saved on your browser or saved in your contact list, you can be easily compromised.
Yeah.
They can even send you an advert because you're sitting near Hilton. They can even tell you KFC next door has an offer for buy one burger, get two free, and it's fake one. So you're like, hey, let me click. Today I see what price it is.
Yes.
But that clicking now enables them to be able to gain even further access into your device.
Right.
And it might be a fake advert.
Okay.
So we recommend that use your mobile data if you're outside Wi-Fi that you know has been restricted. So office Wi-Fi, if they've done proper restriction, that's fine. Your home Wi-Fi, I mentioned how you can do sentences as password. If you've put that, it's harder for someone to crack in. But if you're out of these secure Wi-Fis, please use your mobile data to be able to do any transactions.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we go to any other question, let me look at the SMS here. There is an interesting question here from Bernard Lunalo. It says, hello, Bramwell and the visitor in studio. May I know how human resources know the fake certificates? Yes.
Good question, Bernard. So human resources can be able to do background verification or background checks to verify the authenticity of certificates that have been issued by contacting the issuing authority.
Okay.
So, for instance, if it's a university certificate, you can be able to contact the university, the department, the school of education, if it's a school of technology, whatever school that certificate has been issued against, to be able to verify, was this person a student, did they graduate, is their details as expressed in what you've received, is it valid? If it's the 8441, you can be able to verify the NEC. So with the authority that has issued the certificate, do background checks to actually verify it's valid. Also, people should be asking for references or key referees for people who are either being employed or hired, to be able to also contact the organization of those key referee. You can contact the person who's in the referee, or could just contact the organization to get a general feedback and see, was that person actually working there? Is it just made up? Because people can go to ChatGPT now and develop anything, and share a very shiny looking CV with certificates and stuff. So do proper due diligence. Request even for police clearance. Let them do the whole police clearance checks. Also, whenever they are onboarding or coming on board, check their database, their name against databases for any sanctions, any ID. Is it genuine ID that has been submitted? Is it fake? Is the serial number matching what's in the government records? So a proper due diligence have to be done on all aspects of that person to just make sure that their certificates are genuine, their background checks are okay, their character, which is most important, is also matching the culture of the organization that you're hiring, so that it's a culture of fit. Because you can get someone who's very good but not a cultural fit. Yeah. So just to look at all these aspects, and also, last but not least, to be able to have people like their next of kin for contacts, and also know where do they stay, where do they where is the place of habitation. And who can be contacted in case of anything, and also try and reach out and just find out, do you know this person? How do you know them? If they indicated it's their sister, are you their sister? Or they just write that so that they talk to someone else there, so you find out who they are and how they're related.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. There is another one here from Leah. What advice would you give to older people who use simple, easy to remember passwords because they can't readily recall complicated long passwords?
Yes. Very good question, Leah. So older people, simple passwords that you can remember, just make it as a sentence. For instance, I might be trying to log into my retirement benefits application. And I used to work, let's say, in Vipingo estate. So I can just create my password and I say, I used to work at Vipingo Estate as a secretary, as a statement.
Okay.
That's very simple. So that when I need to look at my retirement benefits, I just remember, my password was I used to work there as a secretary.
Yeah.
Full stop. Then I log in.
I am a mother of 4.
Yes, yeah. But I love my grandchildren so much.
Exactly.
Especially Jude.
Yeah.
Then that's your password.
Simple.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, we used to confuse when the system complicated password.
Yeah.
We used to think overboard.
Yes.
You see?
We used to think so far.
It's so far.
Yeah.
God, I must tighten this. I want to incorporate ID.
Yeah.
I pick a portion of ID.
Yeah.
The date of birth. I want to merge.
Yeah. You can easily confuse or forget.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So it is as simple as that. And Jeremiah, phishing, fake links, and scam calls are on the rise.
Absolutely.
What can we do with this?
Yes. So on calls, we usually have 2 lanes from Etica, 2 telephone lines that can be able to contact you at any time.
Yeah.
And also it's available on our website. If you're contacted by any other number other than those, and they claim to be from Etica, hang up and block that number.
Okay.
And contact us and say this number tried to reach us, verify if it's authentic or not. Or they sent me a message, verify if it's authentic or not. The numbers on our website, but I'll repeat them. 0769 999 666 is from Etica. And also another number is 111 055 650. That's also a number from Etica. Also our emails on our website. If you're contacted with any emails apart from that, just know, and not from our domain at eticacap.com, just know that's not a genuine email. Phishing and scamming attempts, there are many. You'll get a lot of emails, some going to your junk or spam folder, or even just your normal inbox. That are not genuine. Some even tell you, click this link to be able to see an opportunity to do your master's degree for free. And you're like, hey, today I'm happy, I'll enhance my education for free.
Yes.
So when they'll try and make it look very nice. They'll tell you, click here to access a discount to have free access to a certain service for a period of time. Or click here to fill these details to be able to stand a chance to win a trip to Mombasa for Easter holidays. And you're like, hey, actually Easter is coming. Let me see if I can stand a chance to save something. So when you receive such emails, just block the sender and move on.
Okay.
With what you're doing. Then these other SMSs or forwards that sometimes you receive, or even email forwards, funny jokes or attachments, open these attachments, or click this forward or forward this article. If it's from someone you don't know, don't open. And also if it's from someone you know and it looks suspicious, also don't open, don't download it on your device, because that's some of the tricks they use to be able to get access to you. Avoid forwarding anything you receive. It's jokes, it's what, but avoid forwarding it. Some of those are attached to memes. People are sharing a lot of memes nowadays. So avoid just sharing for the sake of sharing for a laugh, because some of these are embedded with click links or hyperlinks that you might not be visible to your naked eye, but have access to your devices. Social engineering attempts is also on the rise. People will come and try to, for instance, the one I mentioned, print something. There are even cables that look like a normal charger cable, a Type-C, a normal charger for Android, and say, can I just charge my phone a bit, and then, or can I use your charger on, And they use that to get access to your device or your phone. Or they even say, your laptop has a slot I can put in to just charge my phone. And you'll be like, phone, ni sawa. But that cable itself is a special cable that does data transmission.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sisi watu wa kuomba Type-C everywhere. Kuko matatu kuko na charger.
Ushaomba umeweka. You don't know what you're exposing yourself to.
That.
So have your own device. If you know your phone loses charge quickly, just buy a power bank and work with it. that whenever you need to do a quick plug-in, you can do that.
All right.
Or plug into a socket where it's powered and you can be able to do that. So avoid these people, nichajie kidogo tu hata kwa USB yako on your laptop or your Type-C, let me put it kidogo. I have my own cable. That one, avoid. Okay. If you have to, give them your own cable, not them to come and plug in their own things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that. Watu wa kuomba charge wamefikiwa.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. There we go. As we are winding up, my brother Jeremiah, looking ahead with emerging technologies, the way excitement is coming, you see, what are you doing to ensure that you strengthen your systems as Etica in as far as technology advancement is actually at an advanced stage?
Yes. So what we do, or what we are doing at Etica, we do continuous evaluation, monitoring, looking at patterns, looking at client feedbacks, looking at where we can do enhancements for our various applications. In technology, something called patch management. Where do you improve your system because there's a new version of something that has come out, a new database version, a new operating system version. And you also advise clients, always keep your phones updated to the latest operating system, your laptops to the latest operating system. Those Windows updates that people ignore, I'll restart later. Or Apple updates, I'll do it later. Do it, because there's a bug or a fix that it's meant to address.
Okay.
Don't postpone those ones. If you look at your applications on your device, make sure they're all up to date. Because an up-to-date application can be compromised because there's a bug fix that has probably been introduced and you've not updated your application, and you can be compromised through that.
Okay.
You always have to also be self-aware of what's happening. At Etica, we release also videos on how to safeguard your applications on our YouTube channel. It's just called Etica Capital. How to safeguard your applications, your passwords, your Wi-Fi's, your devices. And then in-house, we are doing enhancements even currently with our mobile application and web application. We're doing enhancements with some new features and new safeguards we've embedded. Probably we'll release before end of the month to our clients to have a different look and feel, and also embed some safeguards that will help the clients even secure their applications better.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeremiah, as you are concluding kindly, your parting shot?
Yeah. So my parting shot, I think I've scared people a lot on cybersecurity, but don't be scared. At Etica, we've taken a lot of measures to make sure your account is safe. And all this is so that you can be able to develop a savings and investment culture. The technology we implemented allows you to onboard in Etica from anywhere in the world, so long as you have internet access. Within 3 minutes, your account is done, and you can create an individual account, a joint account, a minor account for your kid to be able to grow their financial wellness, a corporate account. A foreigner can get also a foreign individual, foreign corporate account. Minimum to invest is only 100 Kenya shilling. You can be able to monitor your statements online. Can be able to see how your account is growing on a day-to-day basis. You can be able to deposit and it instantly reflects via M-Pesa or PesaLink. We've done integrations. And also withdraw and access your money. You can be able to withdraw to M-Pesa or PesaLink to access your money instantly. M-Pesa up to 250,000 in a day. PesaLink up to 500,000 a day. You can access it in a few seconds without talking to anyone, and just log into your app. Do the transaction. Within the app, if myself and let's say you, Bramwell, we are both in Etica, and I owe you 5,000 shillings, I don't have to withdraw, then send it to M-Pesa, incur charges twice. I just do a transfer between myself and your account in Etica free of charge, and you get it instantly, and you can leave it to earn interest before you access it. So we've done a lot of enhancements, access, and now technology safeguards, because at the end of the day, we want people to build that habit of savings and investment and have a long-term view, because some people save for 2 days and like, hey, you may earn only 10 bob. But if you look at savings and investments, wealth is created over time. There's no great rich quick scheme. It's created over time, and if you have patience, you'll be able to see the value over time. And usually advise people on our website, eticacap.com, we have a calculator. People know 10 years, people think 10 years is a long time.
Yeah.
But people know in 10 years you have 2 presidential terms.
Exactly.
Which pass very fast.
Sure.
So if you even benchmark against 2 presidential terms, go to a calculator and say, I'm putting 10 years as a duration.
Yeah.
Let me use a sample of how much I want to put every month and calculate it over 10 years and see how much it will be with compounding effect.
All right.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, thank you so much. I promise to invite you again because there is a topic about cybersecurity and our children.
Oh, yes.
All right?
Yes.
Parenting, cybersecurity, all those that I want us to talk about sometime later on.
Oh, absolutely.
But thank you so much for coming this morning. I do wish you all the best as you go back to the office. Salamia marafiki zangu huko.
Asante sana.
All
Thank you
right.
for having me.
Okay. My dear listener, that has been our time. We are taking a very, very short break for news headlines. And not news headlines, but news in details. Then I'll be coming back with the sister Beatrice to take us through the Journey with the Word program. And today, she's going to be looking at Genesis chapter 12 all the way to 50. Stay tuned.
Radio Waumini.
Your radio.